Nobody made a greater mistake than he who did nothing because he could do only a little. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent. To read without reflecting is like eating without digesting. The greater the power, the more dangerous the abuse. Beauty is the promise of happiness. When bad men combine, the good must associate, else they will fall one by one, an unpitied sacrifice in a contemptible struggle. People crushed by laws have no hope but to evade power. If the laws are their enemies, they will be enemies to the law, and those who have most to hope and nothing to lose will always be dangerous. You can never plan the future by the past. Our patience will achieve more than our force. Good order is the foundation of all things. No passion so effectually robs the mind of all its powers of acting and reasoning as fear. Ambition can creep as well as soar. Your representative owes you, not his industry only, but his judgment, and he betrays instead of serving you if he sacrifices it to your opinion. He that wrestles with us strengthens our nerves and sharpens our skill. Our antagonist is our helper. It is not what a lawyer tells me I may do, but what humanity, reason, and justice tell me I ought to do. Whatever disunites man from God, also disunites man from man. But the age of chivalry is gone. That of sophisters, economists, and calculators has succeeded, and the glory of Europe is extinguished forever. The arrogance of age must submit to be taught by youth. Never despair, but if you do, work on in despair. If we command our wealth, we shall be rich and free. If our wealth commands us, we are poor indeed. Example is the school of mankind, and they will learn at no other. All government, indeed every human benefit and enjoyment, every virtue, and every prudent act, is founded on compromise and barter. Education is the cheap defense of nations. People will not look forward to posterity, who never look backward to their ancestors. We must all obey the great law of change. It is the most powerful law of nature. To make us love our country ought to be lovely. Beauty in distress is much the most affecting beauty. Liberty must be limited in order to be possessed. But what is liberty without wisdom, and without virtue? It is the greatest of all possible evils, for it is folly, vice, and madness, without tuition or restraint. In a democracy, the majority of the citizens is capable of exercising the most cruel oppressions upon the minority. Magnanimity in politics is not seldom the truest wisdom, and a great empire and little minds go ill together. There is but one law for all, namely that law which governs all law, the law of our Creator, the law of humanity, justice, equity, the law of nature and of nations. Hypocrisy can afford to be magnificent in its promises, for never intending to go beyond promise, it costs nothing. To tax and to please, no more than to love and to be wise, is not given to men. It is a general popular error to suppose the loudest complainers for the public to be the most anxious for its welfare. The people never give up their liberties but under some delusion. He that struggles with us strengthens our nerves, and sharpens our skill. Our antagonist is our helper. By gnawing through a dike, even a rat may drown a nation. Passion for fame, a passion which is the instinct of all great souls. A disposition to preserve, and an ability to improve, taken together, would be my standard of a statesman. A spirit of innovation is generally the result of a selfish temper and confined views. People will not look forward to posterity, who never look backward to their ancestors.